History does not always erase people by violence. Sometimes it absorbs them. Names change, languages shift, beliefs transform, and over generations a community can disappear without ever leaving the land. This is the story of hidden African Jewish communities. Hidden communities, conversion, survival, and memory. Why communities disappear across Africa, the Middle East, and Europe. Minority communities have faced a choice: remain distinct or survive by blending in. For Jews living outside political protection, conversion often meant safety, not always forced, sometimes gradual, sometimes strategic. A generation converts publicly, another forgets privately. By the third generation, memory fades, but fragments remain. Conversion in West Africa. West Africa experienced waves of religious change. First, indigenous belief systems, which went throughout the region. Then Islam through war, trade, and scholarship. Later, Catholic Christianity through colonialism. Each wave reshaped identity. Conversion was rarely total. Families kept customs. Names changed faster than habits. Beliefs blended quietly. This is how identities dissolve. Not overnight, but slowly. Jews and Islamic worlds. In North Africa and the Sahara, Jewish communities lived for centuries under Islamic rule. They were traders, scholars, translators. They spoke Arabic, Aramaic, Hebrew, and a bit of Latin. They dressed like their neighbors. They shared marketplaces. Some converted to Islam, others intermarried. When these communities moved south through trade routes, their identity could easily vanish within 1 or 2 generations, especially without institutions to preserve it. The problem of evidence. Modern claims of ancient identity often rely on oral tradition, but oral history has limits. Stories compress centuries. Ancestors merge into legends. Sacred memory replaces documented fact. This does not mean oral history is false. It means it must be tested against archaeology, linguistics, and written records. And in West Africa, Jewish material evidence is available almost everywhere, but public awareness and mass media coverage too is extremely limited. That absence matters. Why claims emerge? Most claims of Israelite descent in West Africa appear recently, 19th and 20th centuries. Why? Colonial disruption in West African empires and the transatlantic slave trade, which when you check closely with the stories of the Bible, fulfills some prophecies, especially the account in the book of Deuteronomy 28:15 to 68, which fits so perfectly with what happened during the slave trade. Another is missionary pressure, global racial theories, the rise of Pan-African identity. Biblical narratives offer dignity, antiquity, and resistance. They provided a powerful counterstory to the world's general belief. Memory versus lineage. A people can feel connected to Israel without descending from Israel, like the Ashkenazi Jews in the land of Israel now. Belief is not fraud, but the taking over of other people's identity is. Identity is not always genetic. Memory can be symbolic, a way of expressing suffering, exile, and survival. This distinction is crucial. The dangerous line when history becomes identity, the line between evidence and belief can blur. But truth matters, especially when stories shape modern politics and faith. In the next episode, we turn south, away from empires, away from manuscripts, to a sacred city, Elief.